Over the last decade, the Bloomberg Philanthropies program in road safety has grown, and we now cover 30 cities and 15 countries with support to strengthen road safety. The Bloomberg Initiative approaches global road safety through strong partnerships, through strengthening of data and innovation, and through local action. We focus very much on behavior change, on sustainable urban transportation, on infrastructure, and on vehicle standards. We know that our interventions are working. We have an estimated 312,000 lives saved since we began in 2007, and 11.5 million injuries prevented to date. We're really honored to be here to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act in India of 2019. We'd like to hail and applaud the leadership of the Union Transport Minister in passing this Motor Vehicle Amendment Act of 2019. We know that it significantly improves upon the Motor Vehicle Act of 1988 and will save lives. We'd also like to congratulate the members of Parliament who've continuously supported this work, as well as the transportation ministers of the state who have lended support and who are now implementing the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act of 2019. This is a monumental step for India and really speaks to the leadership of India in the road safety space. Other countries around the world will learn much from your example. This year, Bloomberg Philanthropies has committed to double down on our road safety investment. We're committing $240 million from 2020 to 2026, and our goal is to save 600,000 more lives and prevent up to 22 million more injuries related to road crashes. Bloomberg Philanthropies will also continue to support India in its goals of preventing road crashes and saving lives, and in providing the Indian people with safer roads. Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you much success in this day's event.
Thank you, Dr. Hennings, for your brief message about the global watch on India in terms of what we achieved after the passage of Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019. We now have with us Dr. Judy Fleiter. She's the GRSP, that is Global Road Safety Partnership Global Manager. She manages a team of committed road safety professionals who contribute to several aspects of Bloomberg Philanthropies initiative for global road safety. She has an experience of over 20 years managing and studying working in various countries. In fact, in terms of road safety, reduction of road safety casualties. Global Road Safety Partnership is hosted by International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. And for 21 years, GRSP has focused on bringing stakeholders from all sections of the societies together to provide partnership to improve road safety in various countries, including India. And GRSP is currently active in more than 40 countries. And over to you, Judy, for your presentation.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ashim, can you see my screen yet?
Not yet.
Okay, let me know if it comes through, please. Can you see it now?
Not yet, Judy.
Okay. Then I'll start with my introduction. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your words of welcome and for the opportunity to be with you today. I would like to acknowledge and thank Consumer Voice and the Road Safety Network for hosting this important event. Ashim, can you see my screen yet?
No.
All right, thank you. I'll try again. Bear with me, please.
Yeah. Full screen, please. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I would like to acknowledge Sri Nitin Gadkari, the Honourable Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, also acknowledging the Honourable Members of Parliament and the Honourable Transport Ministers for the states, other distinguished guests, road safety colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be joining you today to acknowledge and congratulate the Government of India in the one-year anniversary of the passing of the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019. I would also like to take the opportunity to recognise the Honourable Minister, sir, for your commitment as far back as the Brasilia Conference in expressing the commitment of the Indian government to work to improve road safety for your communities in India. I would also like to acknowledge and congratulate the states that have already acted to implement this significant piece of legislation, and we're hopeful that many other states will act and follow your lead. As you heard, the Global Road Safety Partnership is hosted by the world's largest humanitarian organisation, the International Federation for the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and we're honoured to be one of the implementing partners of the Bloomberg Philanthropies Initiative for Global Road Safety that you just heard Dr. Henning talk about. And I'm sure there are many other partners joining this important event today online. I send my greetings to all of you. GRSP recognises that every death, every man, woman and child's life who's lost on the road today is a humanitarian disaster. And so it's with that in mind that we approach our work. Let's take a moment to think about the year 2020 that we're in. Yes, we are celebrating 1 year of the passage of the MVAA. This is a critical moment in time. We are at the end of the decade of action for road safety, and we did not meet the goals that were set to reduce the harm that's caused on the world's roads during that decade. It's important to recognise that road safety is acknowledged and recognised in the Sustainable Development Goals. For the very first time, there are 2 clear targets set for road safety. And while the first decade of action didn't bring us the results we wanted, I'm really happy to be able to share with you, if you haven't already heard, that the United Nations General Assembly has just proclaimed, just over a week ago, a second decade of action. As I mentioned, this is a critical moment. The global pandemic has forced all of us to examine what's most precious in life. The health of our people has come into sharp focus, as has the economic impact of living differently. 2020 is not turning out to be what we thought it was. Was the first decade of action a failure? Was it worth it? My personal opinion and my professional opinion is that it was not a failure, and yes, it is worth it. So it's with increased enthusiasm that we now enter this second decade of action. And please note that there is a goal of reducing road traffic deaths and injuries by at least 50% in this next decade. India, a message from the rest of the world to you. Congratulations on what you've achieved, but the eyes of the world are on you for this next decade. You can and you must be a global leader, please, if we are to reach this new goal. You know that the highest proportion of road trauma occurs in low and middle income countries. We are looking to support India to lead in this next decade, and working together has never been more important. It's critical that we focus on what works. It's critical that we focus on the key behavioural and other risk factors, bringing evidence for the solutions to those. And finally, we have to face this together. I reiterate that India can and must be a global leader if we're to reach this goal. The Global Road Safety Partnership stands ready to assist. We have a long track record in working closely with government and non-government sectors and the private sector also, and academia in India. We run capacity building training, particularly we've been working with the policing agencies in India for quite some time and continue to do so. And we're one of the partners that provides road safety leadership and technical training. and we offer a multi-sectoral approach. So in closing, I wish you well. I congratulate you again, Honourable Ministers, on this important one-year anniversary, and I urge us all to work together to continue to save lives on the road. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be with you today.
Thank you, Judy. Before I move on to Honorable Minister Gadkari ji, in fact, I would like to once again thank all the members of Parliament, ex-members of Parliament. I would also thank all the state transport ministers who have gathered here to discuss this important event, in fact. And I now move on to Honorable Minister Gadkari ji, in fact, and I will request him to basically present his viewpoint, and I have just a starting point for him, knowing him that he's a fantastic orator who can definitely give directions to the thought processes. Sir, we are just celebrating 1 year of Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019. How do you see its role and contribution towards road safety as a whole, towards transportation and towards saving lives? Gadkari ji.
Implementation of this act is also a big challenge, because in Indian situation we have a federal law is also a big challenge, because in Indian situation we have a federal system. So we need cooperation from the state government. But I will appreciate the cooperation of all the state government. Particularly Tamil Nadu government is doing already an excellent job. They reduced road accident and death by 25%. With the cooperation of World Bank, their contribution is very good. Regarding this act also, we need to have intelligent traffic system. With that we can control the traffic and we will implement the rules of the road. That is also important. We are already in the process of making of all sophisticated arrangement for making of intelligent traffic system. The public awareness and education is very important. I always tell to the people that 4 E's of road safety, which are very important. One is engineering, education, empowerment, and emergency care. Of this act. At the same time, our target is to reduce 50% death. Now India presently 5 lakhs accidents and 1,50,000 deaths. But before 2030, our vision is to reduce the deaths and accidents by 50%. But I am confident that we will complete this target before 25. We are on the fast mode and we are trying our level best, and with the cooperation of the stakeholders like state government, we will achieve this goal and we will reduce the number of accidents and number of deaths.
Thank you, sir. My next question is an outcome of your opening statement, in fact, regarding states. We all know that some states have implemented it and some enforcing it, and some states have not, in fact. Sir, do you have anything specific from the side of MORTH in terms of stakeholder consultations or some kind of, initiatives, incentives for the states to actually come on board and implement this and enforce this particular act so that it becomes a national movement rather than a state-wise movement?
Actually, we need cooperation from the all stakeholders. Particularly, we need cooperation from the universities, educational institutions, NGOs, and the government authorities, state government authorities. Now we are planning to move a road safety council. There also we are now planning on that. The most important thing is already we have appointed a committee under the chairmanship of a member of parliament in every district. My suggestion to you that you should make a follow of it. And now that committee is supposed to identify the black spots in the district, by which they can identify the black spots. Some of the black spots are on national highway. Only in national highway, out of 1,50,000 deaths, 53,000 deaths are on national highway. So now we are identifying the black spots, and already we have submitted a scheme to World Bank and ADB. It is with the now final approval of the Finance Ministry, the scheme is pending, where we are getting loan from ADB and World Bank, 7,000 crore from ADB and 7,000 crore from World Bank. So by this loan, 100% we are going to spend this amount on improvement of black spots. Now the problem is that where I need the cooperation of member of parliament who are here, I am seeing, and I am the transport minister, state minister, that on national highway, we have already identified the black spots. We have already spent 20,000 crores on improvement of black spots, but still we need to do more work on that. For that reason, identification of black spots is very important. So presently we are already taking a lot of projects, and where our PD is now authorized that he can take the decision and he can improve the black spot, the amount less than 50 crores. So now the problem is that identification of black spot on national highway, and we need to improve that. The other important thing is there are black spots on state roads, district roads, and the municipal corporation roads. So my suggestion is where we need public awareness, public consciousness, and public support, and also the support from the member of the legislative assembly, member of parliaments, member of municipal councils, that is the public representative, for removing the black spots. So my suggestion is the committee under the chairmanship of member of parliament who is the member from the district, where other member of parliament of Rajya Sabha and also they are also the co-member of the committee. My suggestion is every month or 2 months, here the collector is the secretary of the committee. So he is supposed to organize the meeting and we should take the review of black spots. This can be a good way where we can implement the thing. The other important thing is some of the chief minister are awarding this chief minister road safety award. The Rajasthan chief minister has already awarded, declared, and district will be ranked on 100-point scale on 4 E. That is engineering, education, enforcement, and emergency care. The other important thing is we need cooperation from the automobile manufacturing industry, the NGO, education institution. My suggestion is the public movement, creating consciousness as well as social responsibility between the people is very important. As far as the medical facility or lot of things we have taken as some good decision. We have just taken a decision for the road accident. We are taking a decision that whenever there is an accident is there, immediately we will help to victims immediately from NHI, and that amount is actually we need cashless treatment for accident victims. We have already designed, we are in the process of designing a scheme that will provide cashless trauma care treatment for road accident victims at the nearest appropriate hospital in accordance with the Supreme Court ruling. It is on national highway. I am expecting this cooperation from the state government also on state highways. We will be providing an end-to-end treatment where the victim of the accident will be treated in both private and public hospitals. And the claims will be funded by our ministry and settled with the National Health Authority. This is a very important step in terms of providing assurance and SOS services for national highway
making it even more safer. This future can be very well integrated with our new Greenfield and Access Control Express Highway, such as Delhi to Mumbai, where citizens can travel without having to worry about their safety. So this is a new initiative taken by the ministry, and my suggestion is the other state government they can take the same initiative for the state road. It can be really a good thing. I giving you an example of Tamil Nadu. That Tamil Nadu showed the maximum number of reduction of 24% accidents and deaths, and it is really a remarkable contribution from the Tamil Nadu. Similarly, in Maharashtra, our reports towards road safety showed a massive reduction of 2,792 accidents. In West Bengal, 2,547 accidents. Andhra Pradesh, 2,483 accidents. And Gujarat, 1,723 accidents. Only in these 5 states, we saw a massive reduction of nearly 17,000 accidents due to the efforts of road safety. This is really a good thing. I appreciate. But we need to do more for that. Similarly, all the other states are doing very well towards making efforts to reduce road accidents. And now, in 2019 alone, we were able to save 1,691 lives in Tamil Nadu, 606 lives in Gujarat, and 743 lives in Maharashtra, and 227 lives in Delhi, and 215 lives in Punjab. Combined together in 2019, we were able to save nearly 3,200 lives from getting wasted due to accidents. We see it's a good motivation to work even more harder in this space to reduce the number of deaths due to road accidents. This is really a good thing. The most important thing is we are losing 3% of the GDP because of our road accident. So my suggestion to all state governments, all MP, member of parliament, ministers of the state governments, then public representative from municipal corporations, NGOs, educational institutions, all of the stakeholders, we need more strong campaign for that to create awareness in the mind of the people. And I am confident that it is not only possible with government, but with the cooperation of the all public representative on different levels, NGOs, educational institutions, automobile manufacturing industries, and media. By taking the help of all these stakeholders, we will be in position to save the life of the people. So this is a public movement and we need cooperation from everybody. I am also one of the victims. My family faced a very serious accident when I was leader of opposition in Maharashtra. I am very much sensitive about it. I am ready to do whatever you suggest me for saving the life of the people. This is a very, very sensitive subject touching to my heart. And I am ready to help anywhere, anything for saving the life of the people. And giving thanks to your organization that you are also taking this program, you are creating awareness in the mind of the people. And giving my thanks to a member of parliament who are present in this seminar. Really, it is really your contribution is very, very good. I really appreciate it. And I will request you to take more initiative where I am ready to cooperate you. And by this way, we can save the life of the people in our country. And our target is to reduce this accident and death target 50% by 2030. But I am confident that people like you will support it 100% before 2025. We will achieve this goal. I will request from my core of my heart that we should do all efforts to save the life of the people in the road accident.
Thank you, sir, for the elaborate understanding of the government role. I think you mentioned very clearly a role of cooperation and coordination. I think that is very critical. In fact, sir, just wanted to point out here that during the COVID, we have seen that there is a kind of a disconnect between the road safety angle and the transportation angle, where the Ministry of Home Affairs is working for one direction, MOT is working in a direction which is obviously the parent ministry, in fact, and in trauma care, obviously the health ministry is also working in that direction. So the question asked is by Times of India, in fact, and I would like to repeat here in fact, that this particular coordination is something which is very important. I mean, as a coordinating agency, where does the states and the centers coordination actually come in terms of stakeholder meetings, in terms of consultations, in terms of investments being made towards a particular directions? If you could basically just highlight some of the areas where the state central cooperation can be better understood by most of us, sir.
Actually, in the period of COVID, the accident percentage and death percentage is very much reduced. And air pollution also, the problem is now is not very much. But one thing I will suggest you, there are a lot of people doing lot of experiments and initiative in a different way. The mission is same, the target is same, but how we can save the life of the people, how we can reduce the number of accidents. So they are working in the same direction. I don't feel that there is any contradiction between it. Even we have a discussion with all the stakeholders, and the state government is also taking lot of good initiatives. I just give you the example of Rajasthan government. My only suggestion is what I feel is there is a social deterrent force like media who can take the preventive care, preventive measures that those who can ask the question to every member of parliament, you can ask me the question to me also, what you are doing, what the other member of parliaments are doing, whether the committee is formed or not. Apagata Nivaran Samiti, accident removal committee, and the parliament member is the member, whether they are taking meetings or not, whether they identify black spots or not. If say a one place where 10, 20, 25 deaths are taken place, still there is no action from the concerning authority. So it is the time for the public to take action against them. Even the police commissioner, the SP are the member of the committee. So my suggestion is through your side, you can create pressure on public representative, pressure on administration, pressure on different agencies. It can create more awareness, and which is very important. The state government should promote the good Samaritan provision in the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act. This will help in motivating citizens to care forward and help victims. That is also very important. What my suggestion is, what my feeling is, this is a serious problem. We need more cooperation, more sensitiveness, more awareness from the public representatives, from the society, from the education institutions, from the media, from the NGOs, and from the administration. Everywhere from central government to state government to up to a small stakeholder, we need to increase the speed of our initiative and effort we are taking for that. That is very important. For that reason, what I will request you, you need to ask every member of parliament that whether your committee is formed or not, what is your problem. Even you can check the my ministry also, whether what they are doing, what are the problems, where they are stuck up. So this type of awareness and positivity is going to create more consciousness in the mind of the people, and that is the need of our, and that is exactly we need for the awareness in the society.
Connected to that particular question is again to answer is again something that I mean what we call as which is a smart move, in fact, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. I'm relating this to the highways, and specifically since they come under MoRTH, in fact, specifically. So when we see that that highways actually account for 2% or 3% of the roads and has a major share of 35% of the accidents, in fact. What are the steps that is MoRTH taking to actually make highways safer? Because on one hand, we have allowed more speed on the highways or the super highways, and on the other hand, basically the road conditions and the pedestrian ways on highways are in a very poor state, in fact, and in most of the places. Sir, you specifically had mentioned in one of the earlier discussions, in fact, that a lot of emphasis has been put on obviously making the express highways and other arterial roads, in fact. So, where do we actually stand in today's context about highways? Because that is the next generation transport way. Way. So, what is it that we can possibly do to reduce accidents on the highways?
First of all, we have increased the highway construction. When I was taken charge as a minister, it was coming to 2 kilometers per day. But now in COVID period also, we are in the process of 30 kilometers per day. So the way in which construction is going on, I am confident that within 2 years, the total picture of national highway will change in the country. Now you take example of Delhi. The Delhi peripheral road, ring road is completed. Actually, this road case was in the Supreme Court. Because we need the cooperation of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Delhi, and all government, and there was a big problem. But we resolved the issue, and the road is completed. That only one road is going to reduce a lot of accidents in Delhi. Then now we are making the road from Delhi to Mumbai. We can take you from Delhi to Mumbai by 12 hours. This is a 12-lane cement concrete road, 8-lane access control road. Just I am giving you an example. We are making Meerut. Now, from January, we are going to inaugurate this road. Presently, it takes 4.5 hours from coming from Meerut to Delhi. But after this, we will take you within 45 minutes from Meerut to Delhi. We are making Delhi, Amritsar, Katra, Bangalore, Chennai. Lot of roads were 22 green express highway we are making. So by this construction of this road, 100% we are spending 5 lakhs crore on this 22 green express highway. And I am confident that by this highway, we are going to reduce traffic congestion, not only traffic congestion, but we will reduce the number of accidents. So this is to be a remarkable and historical work is already going on. I am confident that in Northeast, in Assam, in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Jammu Kashmir, everywhere we are doing lot of work. We are in Uttarakhand making Char Dham project. And that project is making new roads that will stop. We will save the life of the people. That will be all season road to Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamutri. Out of 54 packages, 40 packages are already awarded. And today it is a pleasure for me that Supreme Court has cleared the case. So these 13 projects we will award immediately. That will resolve the problem. So my suggestion is already the way in which the road sector will change, black spots are improving. Trauma center, we want to make it, we are not good success rate on that. SOS and ambulance services also, it's not also up to the satisfactory mark which I expected. But the black spot identification, vehicle safety standards, we are taking special care for that. Even for economic models also, now the rules and law which is clear that you have to take the all measures as far the safety is concerned. Making BIS standards compulsory of all helmets, then evacuation of drivers to stealing and psychological training, vehicle fitness training centers. My suggestion to all of you that we, for all member of parliament, that you take the initiative. We want to start driving training center every district. So we are ready to support you. From the private organization, NGOs, if we can submit the scheme, we are ready to support them financially. In India, presently we have a shortage of 22 lakh drivers. So my suggestion is on all this line, even we can work, we can resolve this issue.
A valid question would be in that some of the states who have actually not implemented this particular act, in fact, and 1 year has passed. What is the initiative of the central government to actually nudge the states to act, react, and enforce? Implement and enforce. Is that a possibility where I'm again coming back to that particular point that is that a possibility that it can become a national agenda and the states can be brought on board now that we have crossed the 1 year mark also?
Actually, frankly speaking, we have a federal system. We cannot impose any state government. But the act which is passed by the parliament and the Rajya Sabha both, it is supported by all political parties. There was lot of reservation, lot of confusion about this act in the mind of the people. We don't want to take any authority, we don't want to take any rights from the state government. But the act is well appreciated by all the stakeholders on the international level. My suggestion to all of you that please convince the state governments, state transport ministers to accept the act and implement that. Because there is a provision and sometimes it is misinterpreted in media. Actually, the fine is taking for next 20 years. So it is not a meaningful that you are taking the fine amount. Whatever is your authority is taking up to 20 years, you can make that amount this year. That is not to be expected from us. There is a right of the state government to decide the amount from 500 to 5,000 rupees. So they can make it 600, 800, 1,000. So some of the state government, if there is a problem even in the act, from the central government side, I am ready for open discussion. I want to support them. I want to help them. And with the cooperation of all the state government, our intention is to save the life of the people and reduce the number of accidents. My suggestion is, people like you, if you can make discussion with the state government and request them to implement this act, this can be really a great thing for saving of the people, saving of the life of the people in the country, and that is very important for all of us.
Thank you, sir. We are working in many states and we are trying to convince them, and definitely some kind of intervention from the central government would help us actually move forward. We are always with MOT and we're trying to convince states. Sir, one of the questions that has come up repeatedly is the safe systems approach, which basically includes all stakeholders on the roads. In fact, we are too actually obsessed with the motorized vehicles and roads. So this particular safe system approach obviously means we are talking about pedestrian, we are talking of cyclists, we are talking of all types of movements on either highways or state ways. In fact, what is your opinion about safe system approach?
We are encouraging people for using cycles. We are you just take an example of the Delhi Meerut Express Highway near Swaminarayan Mandir. We are making a provision for pedestrian and for cycle also there is a provision. So but the land is a big problem. So everywhere our idea is to taking the preventive measures as far as the pedestrians' rights, which are very important, and we are very conscious and sensitive about it. But the problem in the area is somewhere there is encroachment. The footpaths are encroached by small shopkeepers. There is a problem that we need strong political will from the municipal corporation and district collector and police corporation. Without that, we cannot move. So the way in which we need to have some fruit vegetable markets, mutton machine markets in the city, that now presently the people are sitting on the road. It is also a big problem. Some of the cities where we need ring road, we are making from NHAI also a lot of road. We need cooperation from the state government. But this is a very complicated problem. But we need to create awareness in the mind of the people. And in Indian democratic system, there are a lot of stakeholders. We have already accepted the federal constitution. So the state government rights and they're equally important. Respect them. So ultimately, only I will request to all authorities like municipal corporation and Jilla Panchayat, even for Gram Panchayat, and even to the state government, that we have to take it seriously. And as a stakeholder, we can come together, think together, and work together to establish cooperation, coordination, and communication. and we need to work only in the interest of the people, that how we can save the life of the people and how we can reduce the accidents. And this is the feeling. There is no political dispute on this subject, whatever the parties we may have, but we should work in the line of this line. I feel that it can be a direction to all the people where 100% we can reduce the accident and save the life of the people. On above politics, now this is time for the country, because we have the highest in the world, 5 lakhs accidents and 1 lakh 50,000 deaths. It is really a shameful for the country. So my request to all of you, that we need to reduce this number, and that is a national challenge. This is not a political subject. This is a challenge for the country, challenge for the people, and challenge for the all stakeholders. I feel that with the cooperation of all the stakeholders, like state government, the ministers, MLA, MPs, education institutions, NGOs, universities, school, colleges, and creating awareness 100% on the principle of 4 principles: education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency medical services. The 4 things we need to improve, and 100% we will achieve our goal.
One last question, but a very important question is you have always stretched upon the PPP model for going forward as far as transportation and road safety both are concerned. In fact, so this PPP model basically, I mean, has been successful in many states, and obviously it's a success model as far as national highways are concerned. So, I mean, as what are we looking for? Some the models which can be standardized and passed across to the state governments for building their roads in terms of designing, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of certain layouts. And I mean, I would say that designing part is a critical part of the entire thing. Where the PPP model, we have deterrents now on in the act, of course. But then, can we actually ensure that the same can be sent to the states as a hand-holding exercise, where the PPP models works there also? In fact, based on the experience now that the MORTH has gathered after your working with the PPP model for quite some time now.
Your point is very important, because I am the first person in the country who started PPP road construction in the country. The first project in the country on national highway, that is Thane-Bhiwandi bypass in Mumbai, that was constructed on BOT basis, the first road project when I was minister in Maharashtra. And with this experience at that time, I got appointed to construct Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, 55 flyovers in Mumbai, and Worli-Bandra Sealing project. Now you are absolutely correct, because our state governments are facing a lot of financial constraints. Even the central government is facing the constraint. And now, even because of COVID-19 also, we are in a very stressed position economically. So this is the time that we should go for PPP model. When I was in London, I visited London Transport and lot of institute there. I was very much impressed. And there was a lot of ideas where we can develop on PPP mode. And I have got a lot of ideas in my mind. So today, what I can do, that we will appoint a private consultant, a good reputed company, to study how we can make PPP model in this particularly our transport system, intelligent traffic system, in the state level, or in a municipal corporation level, or even on the national highway level. And we will formulate the tender by which whatever the fines we are getting, the infrastructure will be created by the private people, and whatever the fine we will get it, that fine out of which some percentage will be contributed for getting that capital cost back. So on the basis of that, we can make some models. Today, it is really an important subject, and I'm thankful to you that immediately I will give instruction to my department to make a policy of PPP models from a special competent consultant, by which we can offer the policy to the state government, that how they can march ahead towards taking PPP mode into consideration without investment of capital costs, they can control the thing and we can achieve the goal. So I will work on it. My suggestion to all of you, if you have any idea in your mind regarding PPP model in public intelligent traffic system, for the corporation, for the state highway, for the national highway, anywhere, kindly give your suggestion to me. Today it is a good thing for me. The young talented boy, Mr. Joshi, is here, and he's second merit in London School of Economics. And now I am already giving him advisory job in my ministry. He is working on these all these models, and he is experienced in London. So he know the London transport model, London intelligent traffic system model, and know the model of international standards. So on the basis of that, my suggestion is please give me the suggestion, and 100% we will implement, because one fact is very clear that we have in the state government financial constraints are there. So without by taking private public investment on PPP mode, we can go ahead and we can save the life of the people, and we can save the government budgetary money also, and we will resolve this issue. Your suggestion is very important, and I will work on it, and we will make the policy. Even we will make the ideal tender terms and conditions, and giving this advisory to the state government that on this line, without investing money from the state budget, you can get achieve the goal. So 100% I will support that, and I will do it.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm being greedy, but this is definitely one of the last questions. In fact, and you've just heard our international speakers speaking about it. So we are working in India along with international experts and along with GRSP, GHAI, and Bloomberg Philanthropies and the Road Safety Coalition. Of course, the network is, empowered with certain knowledge which can be imparted. In fact, so I would be looking forward to hearing from you how we can be of important, contributor to the entire system of MOT implementing its programs as a group which is got international support, technical, non-technical training, everything is with us, in fact. And I would like to hear from you as the last question, in fact, for the day. I know I'm getting late, in fact, but it is important for us to understand where do the international best practices and how do we bring it into India through MOT officially?
Actually, when I was Minister for Rural Development, at that time I float one idea, that is Bank of Ideas, Innovation and Research. And today also in MSME also we have started. But now with your question, it's a good idea in my mind, and I will immediately give instruction to my department. We will make a bank of ideas and innovation regarding how we can make road safety and saving the life of the people and reduce the road accidents. We can start the special portal for that, and that portal will be open for every citizen of this country, and we will receive the suggestions from them. And 100% we can, even my suggestion for the state government to open such a portal, and they will receive the suggestions, and on the basis of that, the accident or everything will be monitoring. We will monitor everything in this thing, and we will take the immediate decision as per the good suggestion given by the people by and large. So immediately I am giving my instruction to my people that we can make bank of ideas, innovation and research for reducing road accidents and how we save the life of the people. And that is to be spirit by which we can take the suggestion from all the people, and we will definitely do the thing. My other suggestion is also we have to work on international level. There are some countries where accidents percentage is negligible. Some countries there is a zero. So people like me who can get the experience of success story of this country, how they reduce the accident and how they save the life of the people. On the basis of that, if you can make the study and research of it, on the basis of that, if you can give suggestion to state government and central government, it can be also a good idea, which can be a good vision for all of us. Because no one is perfect and no one can claim that he is perfect. So this is the time, whatever the good successful practices in the whole world for saving the life of the people and reduce the accident. It is a time for India also to accept that good suggestions and recommendations for exactly our mission is how we can save the life of the people and reduce the accidents. The people like you, the NGOs, the institutions, the university, the research people, the expert people, I will suggest them that you make the study of all the successful practices of the country, those who are doing excellent job. On the basis of that, please suggest us and giving us an idea by which 100% we will implement that. That is very much useful to the country.
Thank you, Gadkari ji, for spending so much of time and answering so many questions despite your ill health. I know you're not keeping too well. In fact, thank you for being a part of our session, in fact, which is going to continue now with the Honorable MPs and then thereafter the Honorable Transport Ministers of various states. In fact, I hope you're going to be with us for the next sessions as we continue this particular webinar forward. Thank you from all of us, in fact, in India from the webinar, present in the webinar and present everywhere. And I believe there are thousands of people watching us, and that's a message that came in. In fact, so I think you are addressing a very, very key event today after a long time in terms of road safety and transportation, which has been our idea so far. In fact, it's not about just 1 year. There'll be many more years which will pass by, but then we must achieve our goals every year, step by step. Thank you again, and thank you for being with us. And we will continue with our next sessions of with the honorable MPs. And to take it over from me from here will be Saroja from Civic Action Group, Chennai, in fact.